And a good Monday, everybody. Welcome in. Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. He is Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier back at the studio. We are live today at Bridgestone Arena as Nick Saban, longtime Alabama football coach, will be introduced as a minority owner of the Nashville Predators. Governor Bill Haslam, who is the majority owner, will be here as well. He will actually join our show live around 1:30, but we'll carry Coach Saban's press conference at 1 o'clock. And also the voice of the Preds, Pete Weber, going to join us here in just a few minutes, and John McClain at 2 o'clock. So we got a packed show today on this Monday, and it was a big weekend for the Preds. They got a couple of wins, and the Titans won yesterday, too. I can't remember the last time the Preds and the Titans won on the same day, but it happened yesterday.
Great weekend, right? Preds win, beat the Maple Leafs Saturday, beat the Rangers last night. Titans win. Nick Saban's in town. Alabama fans are ecstatic this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
The playoff committee should be talked to because James Madison and Tulane, we all know, should not have been in there.
We'll be talking about that.
It was a fun weekend starting Friday night until today. So we'll have the Saban press conference at 1 o'clock. So it's good, man. And it was a fun weekend. The Alabama game was fantastic. The Miami-Texas A&M game Saturday, and you could do whatever you say, whatever you want, was the best college football game in the last 5 years. My son-in-law calls me up and says, it's 3-0 in the third quarter. I'm like, this is great. I have not seen teams hit each other that hard in such a long time, and what a game it was. We felt bad for our friend Marcel Reed, the NBA product, who almost led Texas A&M back down the field. But I'm telling you, that Miami-Texas A&M game was fantastic because nobody could score points. We all want the 48-36 game. Like my son-in-law was like, there's no scoring. It was fantastic. The afternoon games and evening games were really, really awful, man. But and congrats to the Titans winning the game yesterday and getting it done. And if you're not a Cam Ward believer after that, watching that guy just put that team on his back, I don't know. I don't know what else he could do to prove to you he's the quarterback of this football team.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, I think he's – I did find it interesting, though, listening to the pregame show when you asked Chris and Derek, and they struggled to answer that question because I think we all feel the same way. I want to see a team around him. I want to see them give him some weapons around him. And if they do that, then I think you're going to see more like yesterday. I mean, you know, the Titans did a great job defensively. You know, they got the safety. Obviously, Gardner Minshew left the game. And then offensively, they put up points and they won the football game. And I don't want to hear they screwed themselves out of the first pick.
Oh, my gosh.
They're still going to be top five.
Loser-ass mentality.
They're still going to be top five. I mean, they did what they needed to do. I think the interesting thing now is going to be, and I still don't think Mike McCoy is going to be the head coach, but you have certainly seen a change in this team really since the bye week. I mean, I think they're a better, they're playing harder, I guess I should say. And
did you see Avatar, the movie?
No.
All right. In Avatar, they all gather around this gigantic tree. Like it gives off this energy and this vibe. That's Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah.
I mean, I get why you don't trade him. I get it now. I mean, he destroyed that Chiefs line yesterday. I know it was decimated by injuries, but that guy was unbelievable. And look, they asked Kalen DeBoer, Brent Venables, and Mario Cristobal, how do you win the game this weekend? And they said, you have to dominate the line, right? So you get a line around Cam Ward that can protect him. He's going to make things happen. I'm telling you. Where's all the Jackson Dart talk now, right? Abdul Carter, we got to get him when he's not doing whatever he does in the locker room, getting set down for a play or two or a series. I mean, they did fine. You put stuff around him. We knew it's going to be a struggle year. Now you build around him. Let Borganti do his thing, and it's fine. But I don't know, people on social media, we lost. What? Can you guarantee me that the number one pick is going to make the Hall of Fame? Can you guarantee me that?
No.
Right.
Never.
So it doesn't matter you pick 1, 4th, 8th, or 12th. It's how you get the guy in here if he can work and he's a fit for your system. So stop with the tanking nonsense. You are a loser. That's a loser mentality. That's a hell of a way to go through life, man.
Yep. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHoney.com. I had fun yesterday.
Oh, what did you do?
I for the first time in a long time, I sat down and played video games. And, video games are real life. Like what you do on Madden is actually how the NFL works. That's how some people think.
Right.
But for giggles, I decided I simmed through this season. I picked it up from week 16 and simmed through the season. Titans got the number 1 overall pick.
Who was it?
Well, this is what I did. I traded it.
Good for you.
I traded it and I traded with the Browns, and I got 5-18 because they had 2, 5-18 their first next year, their second this year, and their third next year. And I sent them 1 and I think my 4th this year. So I felt pretty good about that. You got 3 first-round picks out of that. But then for giggles, they'll offer trades. Like if you put certain things out.
Who's they?
Like the computer.
Okay.
I put the first overall pick and Jeffrey Simmons. Chicago offered me cornerback Jalen Johnson, their first this year, next year, and in 2028, their third this year, and their 4th this year.
Did you take it?
No, I actually didn't.
It's a lot of guys, man.
I know. And Jalen Johnson. I asked our friend Ryan Porth, how would 670 the score react to this? And they say, he goes, not well.
Right? Goodness.
So, look, it's not real life.
I know, but he's still Simmons just dominating. I mean, he is just dominating everybody on the line. It's fun to watch, man.
And he was eligible.
He was
eligible. They missed that. I see what happened, that I think he saw somebody else and thought that they were the one. But, I mean, that sucked because he was eligible.
Yep. And he blasted that guy, too, going through the hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to win. You're 3-12. Now you're playing a Saints team that somebody forgot to tell them to lay down and die. They're playing fantastic football. 5-10, beating teams left and right. So it'll be a fun game coming. And then the Jaguars could be the number 1 team in the AFC. If the Patriots lose, Broncos lose, and they win their next 2, the Jags are the number 1 seed. And you all laughed at them 2 years ago.
The Titans will finish the season 4-13. I think they'll win one of these next 2.
I don't. The Saints are playing really good, and the Jags are fighting.
Well, what I'm saying is I think it's more likely that the Jags will have stuff locked up and won't play anybody.
But if they don't,
well, true. Then they'll be 3 and whatever.
But, whatever. But Ward yesterday was really good. That throw, he always slides to his left for some reason. And that throw off his back foot, 60 yards down the field, was a bullet. I forget who caught it. Was one of the best passes in the league all year long. So get people around him, give him a season to work, get him a coach in here who knows how to figure things out with him, a good OC. Sky's the limit, baby. I love it.
All right, there's a texter that's going to get your blood pressure going on.
Go.
8395 says, I don't know if there's anyone whom I constantly disagree with more than Big Joe.
Get it.
Miami and A&M was a fantastic game, ? Crazy take. What else could Cam do to prove he's the quarterback of the future? Hit open receivers. I appreciate an optimist, but my word.
Peyton Manning missed a lot of receivers in his day. Troy Aikman missed a lot of receivers. Quarterbacks miss receivers all the time. Drake May missed guys last night. He's a hell of a quarterback.
Yep.
So, look, here's my thing with football, right? You can have the 48 to 40 I like that. But when they're running trap plays and gap plays and sweeps and traps again and then short passes and the punting team, they're blocking, that was a pure football game. None of the spread nonsense. I like when guys knock the snot out of each other. That Miami defense was all over the field hawking dudes. The A&M defense, same way. I mean, that was a power football game.
I'm sorry, they were doing what?
Hawking.
What is that?
You ever watch a hawk go after a mice?
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're hawking. You're
all right.
Not the hawk to a girl. No,
I was
hawking.
like, what?
So it's when you watch a hawk in a field go after its prey.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't hold back. It goes right. So it's a term we used in college. Hawk a guy down the field, down the line of scrimmage. Yeah, see, mine in the gutter right here. That's what it is. Sorry, Mr. Haslam. And so that was a pure football game. I mean, that was hitting and smashing and everything else going on. I loved that game. It was such a good, pure football game. That's my take, brother.
Okay. Last night's Sunday night game was also a fantastic game as New England comes back and beats Baltimore 28-24. Do you believe that Amy Adams Strunk called Derrick Henry and said, "I'm so disappointed in you"?
What says he didn't get the football after they went up? They went away. I don't understand.
And what's
why
this
we
fumbling thing too now?
Complicate things from the game, man. But good for Vrabel. He keeps those guys. And look, there was a play in the game when the Ravens guy fumbled in the fourth quarter. Flowers fumbled.
Yeah.
And the guy picked it up. If you watch that video again, every player on that Patriots sideline was swarming, like happy, elated, everything. Vrabel's got that team believing. So if you're Amy Adams Strunk, I want you to watch all those Patriot games because you had that coach in your building, and yet you let him go.
Drake May, 31 of 44, 380 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Ramondre Stevenson, 51 yards and 1 touchdown. But the stat for them, Stephon Diggs, 9 catches, 138 yards, including 46 yards after the catch, was tremendous.
Yeah. I mean, that was a great football game, too, as well. A lot of hitting, a lot of big plays are going on. And then the play everybody's talking about where the receiver got tackled down the field and they didn't call a flag.
Yeah.
Bad weekend for refs.
It was.
Really bad weekend for referees.
It was. But we'll talk about all that and including getting into our question of the day. We're not going to have as much time for our question of the day. If you want to throw it out there real quick.
Yeah, Powerball tonight, right? You know how I love Powerball. If you win Powerball, who's the first person you tell? Who is the very first person? You got to tell. Don't tell me you don't tell anybody. You got to tell somebody. Who do you tell? You win Powerball, who do you tell?
Pete Weber. He's coming up next.
Pete's a good guy. You tell your mom, right?
I would tell my mom. That is correct.
I tell my brother.
Yeah.
I trust him. That's it.
I would tell mom. And our question of the day is presented by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. Check them out at ariestactical.com. Pete Weber will join us coming up next live at Bridgestone Arena here on 102.5 The Game.
Coming on late now. Willsby the score! Feeding the puck to the blue line, and the Predators tie it up in the 4-on-4.
The great call of the voice of the Preds, Pete Weber, who joins us now on the program. Chasing Big Joe live at Bridgestone Arena as the Predators have been playing some pretty good hockey as of late.
Just 9 out of 13 is all.
I know, right? And then they take Saturday and Sunday a back-to-back against Toronto and the New York Rangers.
Somebody, one of my friends from Toronto, not Joe Bowen, the voice of the Leafs, but sent me this message. What do the Toronto Maple Leafs have in common with the Titanic?
They're sinking.
They're both in the bottom of the Atlantic.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good one. But look, this team, I know.
I was not expecting that.
Pete's a comedian. This team is playing, as you and I have talked about on the pregame show, with confidence, and it just seems to be growing and growing and growing with each passing game. And yeah, I mean, there's a couple of hiccups here and there against some of these really, really good teams, but even against them in losses, you're seeing them play well.
We are seeing that. We're seeing, I'm not going to say a swagger or a cockiness, but a confidence coming back into this lineup. And that even includes a guy who should be overly confident, like Steven Stamkos, who is nearing 600 career goals in his whole career. He has been a real rebirth, I think, over the course of the last 10 days or so. Didn't hurt having a 4-goal game against the St. Louis Blues.
Not at all.
But, I mean, and then getting that, what proved to be the game-winning goal, the empty net last night, he has been playing very well. But the guy who has been most consistent is the guy that people always seem to overlook, and that's Ryan O'Reilly.
Factor.
Yeah, he has been a factor, to be certain, in virtually every game.
Well, we kind of knew – sorry, Joe. We knew this was probably going to happen at some point, but you look at guys like Philip Forsberg and Steven Stamkos that go from single-digit goals to Phillips pushing 20 at 16 after having a hat trick, and then Stamkos at 14. I mean, that's what they need, though. They need those guys to produce.
Exactly. Your best players are supposed to be producing as your best players are expected to do. So that's what's going on. And there are some people who are leaving the building right now that just are taking off on the road. I don't know what we're going to do without them.
I know.
we shall go on. You know, it's funny, Pete. I watched the team. I watched Saturday night's game. I was here last night in the building.
Yeah, I spoke with you.
They're having fun.
Yes.
I mean, they are having fun. And I was like, all right, they're having fun. That means things are going well. And that to me is a barometer of like how things are changing. You're winning games and just keep having fun.
Earlier in the season, I'm going to say, like, let's go back before Thanksgiving. I felt like I heard one tune going over and over in my mind. Volga Boatmen, you know, that drudgery that you're approaching things, and no longer is that the case.
Say that word again.
Volga Boatmen. It's you've heard that. It's in old movies. Da, 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 da,
it sounds like some lady I picked up in New York City a long time ago. Right? No,
she texted me yesterday.
Said, where is this Joe guy going on? Now they go on the road and they haven't been out west, right? They in a long time. So we'll find a lot about this hockey team. You know, Barry Trotz always told us that he loves these long road trips because it's us against the world.
Yes. 7 games away before coming back on January 8th against the New York Islanders. So it's just going to look like all the Predators doing is staying home and hosting New York teams. No, there's a few other matchups coming in between.
They'll play tomorrow night in Minnesota and then have the mandatory holiday break for 3 days. The roster freeze, I think, goes into effect tonight or last night.
It went in last night,
yeah. So
what does that mean?
You can't trade anybody for a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Which is
or
a good
move anybody up and down.
Yeah, which is a cool. So the roster is set, barring an injury. I think there is
the injury proviso is there.
Okay.
Yeah. So the roster is set for a week, and they'll play tomorrow night against Minnesota, which is a John Hines coach team that has played well, but obviously got a lot better with the addition of Quinn Hughes.
Did they ever? When that trade came down, I thought, first of all, the day before's trade between Edmonton and Pittsburgh was going to be the trade, at least before the holiday. Oh, no. The Minnesota Wild went for it, and they took a big swing, and they got a great player back and gave up 3 good young ones.
Well, I mean, that's I still think there's a little edge to John Hines
Oh, yes.
when the Preds come to town, right? I mean, it would be for me. I'd still
Yeah.
be like, I'm going to show this franchise that they made the wrong move.
Just like Peter Laviolette had it there for a while. So that's to be certain. And, of course, it was John Hines brought in to replace Peter Laviolette after the outdoor game in Dallas.
What was it like calling Stamkos's 4-goal game? Because he almost had that 5th goal
Yes.
that barely missed going in. The hat tricks for an announcer don't fall in your lap. Home team, the team you're calling, in your lap all the time, do they?
No, they don't. And including the first hat trick in Predators history was in Chicago. And because the public address announcer there was challenged with Predators names, it sounded like there were 3 different goal scorers. They were all Rob Valisevic, but Rob Valisevic, Rob Valisevic, and Crispy was having a coffee spit take after every announcement after those goals. But yeah, those the hat tricks are very, very special, and a 4-goal game. I mean, people remember that there was also Rocco Grimaldi had a 4-goal game in Predators history.
He named his sticks.
Yes, he had special names for each of them. They're usually all female names, and none of them involved his wife Abby's name going down after that. And then there was Eric Nystrom, who had the 4-goal game in Calgary, which the Predators lost in extra time.
Was Grimaldi's hat trick here?
Yes.
Okay. What was the record David Legwand had against the Rangers? The quickest?
He was the first one to score an overtime penalty shot goal.
Okay.
And that was just before the Christmas break in, I think, 2002.
Yeah.
It's a good honor, right? I mean,
yes, that was the same night he broke the remote camera up above the goal. A deflection of his went up there, and what we saw on the air, they played the video back for us later, was just the camera breaking up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Speaking of the Rangers, they were here last night. I still remember Gretzky's 4-point game back in, is that March of 99? 5-point game.
5-point game, the building record. And he almost didn't do that. You want to know why?
Why?
Our security guard downstairs didn't think he was a player. He didn't have his NHL player identification on him, and he wasn't going to be let in.
Give that guy a raise.
I know,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That could have worked out well.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Why was Gretzky not with the team coming in?
He was with the team, but he just didn't have his ID card on him, and they were being very, shall we say, sticklers for
Thorough.
things. Yeah.
That was here. That was it March of 99? I think it was.
Yeah,
It was
that was
towards the end of the
last year.
season. Yes. And the building had a weird vibe because I felt it. I never saw Jordan play, but I'd feel like you're just like, oh my God, that's Wayne Gretzky.
Yes. And I think there are a lot of players that felt the very same way.
Right?
I mean, Barry Trotz used to lecture the team before they played Detroit. Okay, guys, don't go out there looking for autographs. I know they got 8 Hall of Famers in the lineup, but don't go asking for autographs, at least during the game.
Smart.
Pete Weber is with us. Pete, obviously I want to bring up Sheila Crisp passing away last week. For you and your wife, Claudia, you were very close with Sheila and obviously Terry Crispy. Tough battle, tough lady, but just sad to see her go. But obviously the legacy she left behind was
very tough to see her pass. It was very tough to see her physical decline over the course of the last number of weeks and to witness that. But, every time we visited with her, she had something positive to say. Have I told you the story on the air of Terry and Sheila leaving the Spectrum in Philadelphia one night after a Flyers game? Okay, so Terry and Sheila are walking up the tunnel to the players' parking lot outside the Spectrum when Terry was playing there. And there are the young fans gathered around the alleyway, and somebody goes, "Who's that blonde with Terry Crisp?" And one of the others answered, "I think that's his wife." And that girl then said, "She's a lucky bee." So Terry said, "Come on, Lucky, let's go." And after he got kicked in a sensitive area, they continued on up to the Terry's car.
Please tell
Lucky
me,
Crisp.
Please tell me you continue calling her Lucky for.
Oh, I called her Lucky for quite a while. We would show, close-ups in the stands. There would be Lucky down there sitting in the stands. And Terry said, "You're going to get me killed. You're going to get me killed."
Well, the funny thing about Sheila is, and I don't know if you ever noticed this with her, is she'd speak her mind. She'd tell you what she really thought.
Yes, she would.
Whether you asked or not, she would tell you.
Right.
And, I've had these moments like in my career with you and with Crispy of like, man, these guys know me. Like, well, the first time Sheila came up to me, she was complaining about something. I don't even remember what it was, but
Yeah.
something about the station.
Okay.
And I'm like, Sheila Crisp knows who I am. And
Which is dangerous for you.
Right. And is complaining, right now, which I don't care, but this is like, this is fantastic. And Crispy goes, I've heard that before. Run.
Yeah, run.
But I spoke to you one night. It was in the break room up in 300 level years ago. We were talking, and you walked away, and somebody came up and said, "Oh my God, do you know Pete Weber?" And I was like, "Who's Pete Weber?"
Yeah,
exactly. I don't know. Like, the guy Pete Weber. I'm like, that was just a guy we were talking in the break room up there.
We were just shooting the bull.
So I know what Chase means. I mean, when Crispy comes by, like, hey, Big Joe, I'm like, how the hell does he know who I am? Yeah. So it's always an honor, and it's with you, always with you too, Pete.
Well,
thank you so much.
Well, we obviously thinking about Crispy and his family right now, and I know again you and Claudia have been there for him, and so many people, and I think that's what's so tremendous.
We're just part of a legion of people,
who
have surrounded Terry and Sheila and the family. And what was excellent was that all three of their children were here in town.
Good.
When Sheila passed.
Yeah.
And I think that was quite important.
Yeah. Well, Pete, enjoy today. I know you're going to be watching the press conference with Coach
before he goes. Yeah, we got some Notre Dame news. What was the Notre Dame news?
At least they failed to initially renew the schedule with USC.
Come on.
Yeah. And so instead, we're going to have new T-shirts, Joe. They've got a new series they're just announcing with BYU.
Oh, no.
So it'll be Catholics versus Mormons rather than Catholics versus convicts from the Miami.
That's right.
There you go.
Oh, man, they played for
since 1926.
100 years, according to my math.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It is.
Oh,
but
man.
Evidently, there is a chance an opening comes up in 27 that they can resume.
Okay. Well, maybe just a year off.
Yeah.
So then they get it going again. Pete, appreciate the time.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Now, this is, I know, a potentially incriminating question for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Shopping's done?
Haven't even begun.
Mine is done, actually.
Congratulations, Chase. And Joe?
There's a Walgreens near my house.
A man after my heart.
That's right.
That's what he and Peter Laviolette talked about. That's how they bonded.
We did. We bonded about, I asked the same question to Peter Laviolette years ago, and he's like, there's a Walgreens by my house. That was the joke. So I always say there's a Walgreens by my house.
But it was a big Walgreens by Lavi's house.
It was a very big Walgreens.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Pete. Pete Weber, voice of the president. Again, the Nick Saban press conference will be at 1 o'clock today. You can hear it right here on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday. We'll have Nick Saban's press conference coming your way at 1 o'clock today. And I just watched Christmas Vacation over the weekend, so this always reminds me.
Is Nick Saban in it?
No, he's not. But this song reminds me of Christmas Vacation.
As long as you're not talking about the worst Christmas movie ever, Elf, we're good.
I'm talking about Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
It's a good one.
He is I think the scene where he's just daydreaming about the pool.
Yeah, right.
And then the girl from the store at the mall. Can't see the lines, Russ.
Such a good movie. Such a good movie.
Where are you going to put that? Bend over and I'll show you. Always good. Hey, sorry, family show. 615-737-1025. Appreciate Pete for joining us. Our question of the day is, if you won the Powerball, who's the first person you would tell? TD from Nashville. First person I would tell if I won a crazy amount of money would be my accountant. Money makes people act funny. I'd tell no one as broke as me. My accountant needs to know so I can quickly figure out a plan of what to do with the money and remain as off the grid as possible. That's probably smart.
So it's $1.6 billion, $735 million cash option. If you win tonight.
Is it the highest it's ever been?
It's I think the third or fourth highest it's ever been.
Has it ever hit $2 billion?
I think it has.
Okay.
And somebody won it in California. Somebody in California always wins it. So
yeah,
that's the thing. But
or Buck Snort.
I think nobody in Tennessee's won a big amount in a long time. So yeah, but there's a guy who talks about if you win Powerball, what you should do, like sign the back of the ticket, go to the bank, put it in a lockbox for a week, lay low, hire a cop, get the cop to go with you to the lottery office. I mean, there's all these steps you got instead of like, I won the Powerball.
Right.
But you got to sign it immediately. And that's what he said. And then don't tell a soul and go to the lottery. I think in Tennessee, you can remain anonymous.
Yeah.
For a period of time. So you would get, I told you.
But here's the problem. You and I'd be sitting next to each other doing this show, and like one of us would be constantly looking at cars or condos down in Key West.
Did I just cuss? I'm sorry. What would happen? You'd get a postcard for where you get a postcard from, right?
Key West.
No, Fort Hancock, Texas.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. And they'd be like, I'm not sure they'll
San Montenejo.
That's right. They'll throw up a red flag for an old convict like me, and then me, you, and Dr. Crane will reunite on the beach. I'll be scrubbing that boat down, and then you guys walking up will hug each other. That good for you, Dr. Crane?
It's great with me.
You know what movie we're talking about?
I'm not necessarily 1 year, one out. I'm kind of looking at the most recent, winners in Tennessee.
Oh, but San Juantaneo, Fort Hancock, Texas, does that not ring a bell?
Unfortunately, it does not.
End of the movie.
Red.
One guy's scrubbing a boat, and they hug on the beach. And he says, I hope the Pacific is as blue in my dreams as it is in reality.
Y'all talking about a home movie y'all are in or something?
Oh, my. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. The Shawshank Redemption.
It's going to be, if you keep that attitude, it's going to be called the Shank Redemption. They're going to shank you, buddy.
Oh.
Shawshank Redemption. You haven't seen that?
It's been a while. Probably not. Is that the one with Denzel Washington?
That's it. That's the one.
No. Leonardo DiCaprio?
That's it.
Yep, that's it.
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, Denzel.
For the person that's running to their phone to text into the text line to correct us, we know who's wrong.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Dr. Crane, you tell Nani, right? First person?
It might be my mom and then my grandmother, yeah.
No, you only tell one. Who's the first one?
My mom, for sure.
I mean, would you not, like, the next morning go straight to the lottery office?
I've thought about this, and that's the one part I don't know.
I mean, I would. Now, I like the private security. Like, I would definitely
You have to.
do that.
You have to get somebody that, but I think
I already got.
But I think you got to sign the ticket, and then go to put it in the bank in the lockbox. That's what I spent a lot of time.
Why can't you sign the ticket and just go to the?
Well, they're not going to hand you a huge check for $1.6 billion. Here you go, Chase.
No, but I mean, start the process.
True. Yep. And then find somebody you can trust as a wealth management.
And what do you mean
company.
they're not going to? They better hand me. I'll be like, I want this big ass check to walk out with.
You got to go in hiding if you get that. I mean, you think about that. If you do the cash option, $735 million.
All right, now I'm curious of how this works.
I mean, that's a lot. And if you buy any part of a restaurant or sports team,
All right.
no.
Google. This is what the AI Google says. So
Okay.
immediate action, sign your ticket. Immediately sign the back of your physical winning ticket. Until it is signed, it is a bearer instrument, meaning anyone who possesses it can claim the prize.
Ooh.
Secure the ticket. Store the signed ticket in a safe place, such as a bank
Thank you.
safety deposit box. Okay, there you go. Make photocopies for your records. Keep quiet.
Did I write this?
Seek professional advice before claiming your prize. Assemble a team of professionals, including an attorney, an accountant, and a financial advisor experienced with large windfalls that can help you make informed decisions. Then it says claiming the prize. Check the state rules. Each state has specific rules and time limits for claiming prizes, which can range from 90 days to a year. Choose the payout option. You must decide between two primary payment methods, typically within 60 days of claiming the prize: the lump sum cash option or the annuity. And let's see. State laws vary on whether winners can remain anonymous. Follow the claim process. Depending on the prize payout, you may claim the prize at a local retailer, a lottery district office.
Yeah. Hey, Mapco.
Or lottery headquarters.
The Mapco on Donald at Lemon Road and McGavin. Hey, can I cash this? He pulls out a gun. He's like, yeah, give it to me. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, so that's 735. So basically, out of the cash option, you get the state, the structure you're in and the financial part of tier, you lose 37% of the total.
It says lottery winnings are considered ordinary taxable income at both the federal and often state levels. The IRS automatically withholds 24% for federal taxes up front, but you may owe more, with federal rates potentially as high as 37%. Your financial. Did you write this seriously?
Don't you, man? And then I'll give 10% to the church. So you basically end up with half of that. And then the fun begins. But you got to play.
Oh, there's a I won. Now what on the Tennessee lottery?
Is there really?
Let's see. Dr. Crane also says November 7th, 2022 is the one time it's been over $2 billion. The most recent significant Powerball winner in Tennessee was a player who won $1 million by matching 5 white ball numbers in the drawing held on December 17th, 2025.
Okay.
The winning ticket was purchased at a speedway located at 1200 Memorial Boulevard in Springfield.
Holy cow.
The largest Powerball prize ever won in Tennessee was a share of the world record $1.58 billion in January 2016, which resulted in a payout of over $528 million for John and Lisa Robinson of Munford.
All right, well, this is hit to 1.6. So if they don't win, anybody wins tonight, another drawing is Wednesday, probably be close to $2 billion. And then you're set. I wouldn't mind buying, if I won all that, I wouldn't mind buying a jet.
Yeah.
Like $10 million jet. And then that way you just fly wherever you want to.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous about those right now.
Get it? Yeah. I mean, look, man.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
Derek in Nashville is now banned from the show. He says Christmas Vacation is the worst Christmas movie of all time.
It's okay.
Sorry,
it's not the worst. Elf is the worst Christmas movie of all time. It is the absolute worst. That and Fred Claus are neck and neck. But Elf, just terrible, terrible Christmas movie. And everybody dresses up like him and although it was funny, in that movie, was it Peter Dinklage, the little guy?
Yeah.
When he runs across the table to choke. Somebody said that was Pavia when he didn't win the Heisman.
Brandy says, thank you, gentlemen, for all the entertainment as we wait in this in and out line. Can I get a double animal style, please?
What the hell's that?
It's a burger with the animal style on it from In and Out.
Please explain that to somebody who's never been to In and Out.
I think
this is
here's the
bedroom
thing.
talk.
I don't even know what
I think this is something, another chat that I'm not involved in.
It's got the sauce. It's got.
Does it? I bet it does. What else is in this animal style burger?
Some lettuce.
Explain it again with those nuggies.
Okay. Derek and Nashville goes, appreciate the ban. All in good fun. Love the show.
Thanks, Derek. If you write back and say Elf is bad too, we got you, man. We'll get you in the club. Who was the lady at In and Out?
Brandy.
All right, Brandy, let us know. Is there still? I'm told there's still massive lines.
Yeah.
Would you wait in line an hour for a hamburger?
Look, Russ, no lines.
Would you? I wouldn't.
No.
If the line is 5 deep, I'm gone.
There's a video on Instagram of a family that waited for 5 hours, and I'm like,
Here for an In-N-Out?
Yes,
I
wouldn't do it.
I would report mom and dad to the DCS.
I'm good. I mean, look, I like In-N-Out. Don't the burgers are
What's
good.
so good about it?
Didn't we take you in Vegas?
No.
Did we not go?
No.
I thought we did.
Uh-uh.
I don't know. It's just different.
Okay.
But it's good. It's good, but I'm not waiting 5 hours.
No, not at all.
So
not for your double animal style. Weirdo. Absolute weirdo.
We'll have more coming up next, including Nick Saban at 1 o'clock on his press conference. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe on 102.5 The Game on this Monday. We'll have Nick Saban's press conference with the Predators coming up here in just a few minutes. And we'll get hot and heavy into the Titans later in the show as well, as they beat the Chiefs yesterday. But we opened the show talking about the college football playoff games. Alabama-Oklahoma was a fantastic game on Friday night, as Alabama was down 17-0 to Oklahoma. Came back and win it 34-24 to advance to the next round. And as we kind of figured, Ole Miss Tulane was a blowout.
Right.
Oregon James Madison was a blowout. Miami Texas A&M, I'm with you, was a great defensive battle.
So good.
As Miami wins 10-3. But my thing, and I've heard other shows talk about this, is I hope that this has proven to everybody that Group of Five needs their own thing.
It does. I mean, I was always on the board of like getting one in. You deserve to get one in. But you're not even competitive.
Here's where I'm going to say I will agree with that. And I am a man of integrity, so I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I heard this across the street on another show.
Okay.
But if a team did like Cincinnati did a few years ago and they were in the top 4, then okay.
Okay.
You've earned your way in there.
Sure.
All right. And then I'd be willing to discuss that. But just putting someone in just to put someone in to make them feel good.
Terrible.
Is not the right thing to do.
And again, they're going to expand it to 16. And again, the next 4 teams they add are not going to be able to win the national championship. So let's stop that nonsense right away as we go on. Alabama, there's a sports writer in Alabama. His name's Kevin Skarbinski. Very popular, around forever. He tweets out when Bama's down 17-0, the worst Bama team he's ever seen. Kayla DeBoer sucks, and they win the game. My emotions got the best of me. I mean, you're a writer. Just shut your mouth right now. Alabama came back, and they punched Oklahoma in the face and then won the game. They out-physicaled everything you want to do. They got done, and Alabama won the game. Good for Alabama. I think in Indiana. The best troll job this entire weekend, kudos to the Ole Miss Rebels. The uniforms they wore on Saturday were the ones that Lane Kiffin absolutely hated. And they hardly ever wore those when he was a coach at Ole Miss. When they came out those uniforms on Saturday, and you saw social media just light up like, this is great job. Good for Ole Miss. Now they got to play Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, so we'll see what happens. But I'm really intrigued now that I watch Miami, how hard they hit people. I didn't know. Game Day did a great thing on their defensive line at Miami. Their coach is Jason Taylor, the Hall of Famer. Yeah. And the way he pours into those guys, and you're like, that Reuben Bain, boy, I like see him in two-tone blue.
Yeah.
He just is relentless. And that was fun. So they take on Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. That's going to be a great game. If Miami can keep that tenacity up the rest of the way, they're in the championship game.
Real quick, I don't know if you've looked at the lines for
I have not.
The quarterfinal games. Coming up on New Year's Eve, Miami will play Ohio State at AT&T Stadium in the Cotton Bowl Classic. What do you think the line is?
Ohio State by 3.
9.5.
What?
Yep.
No way, man.
Then 3 on New Year's Day. The first one at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, the Orange Bowl, Oregon and Texas Tech.
Texas Tech by 7.
Oregon by 1.5.
Just don't sleep on Tech. Although we don't know anything about Texas Tech.
I think that's why they've said it the way it is. 3 o'clock, ESPN, the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, Alabama against Indiana.
Indiana by 1.5.
Indiana by 6.5.
No.
I would take Bama all day.
Indiana's there. All right. I'm not saying a word because I've been wrong all year long, but it'll be a fun game.
And then the night game down at the Superdome in New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss and Georgia.
Georgia by 7.
Close, 6.5.
6.5. Yeah. Remember, Ole Miss was up on them by 2 touchdowns. That's Ole Miss's only loss of the year. Is that right?
But Lane Kiffin was the coach.
Lane Kiffin was the coch.
So that counts for something.
Who plays if Georgia wins? Who do they play? Ohio State.
I
don't know I can never forget how the bowl structure goes.
Hang on. Let me pull the bracket up.
Whoever wins the Sugar Bowl, who do they play?
So the winner of Oregon, Texas Tech would play Alabama, Indiana, and the winner of Ole Miss, Georgia would play Miami, Ohio State.
Okay. All right. Is it one in the Peach Bowl?
The Peach Bowl is Oregon, Texas Tech, and Alabama, Indiana. And then the Fiesta is the other one.
Okay. Be fun. I mean, look, I'm intrigued now because now you got teams that can win the national championship. Tulane, James Madison, they were nowhere close to winning the national championship. So this will be fun. I think it'll be a good time, and we'll enjoy it. Just we'll still debate about adding more teams.
Can I tell you something I don't like? And I get why they do it but like I don't like that you play the Orange Bowl and then 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later it's back for the championship game. I kind of feel like if you're not in the bowl rotation, you should.
Is it not different though?
It is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the championship game is a standalone game, but it's Miami. I mean, it's in Miami.
Right. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I understand that. And
Could you imagine if the Hurricanes ran the table?
If they run the table, who's in the other division, other bracket that they would play?
They would either play Oregon, Texas Tech, Alabama, or Indiana.
Miami, Alabama would be a hell of a game.
That would be.
You recall the 89-92 Sugar Bowls when Alabama beat Miami in 92 and Miami beat Alabama in 89 and won the national championship. So how fitting would that be, man?
Yep. Coming up next, I know he's running a little behind, so we'll probably open things up. And
I thought he was always on time.
I'm just doing what I'm doing.
I'm gonna go down there and have a question with him. Say,
Okay,
Coach, you preach being 5 minutes early. What's going on here? He'd be like, somebody get this jackass out of here.
And you will be. You'll be escorted out. They'll drag your ass out is what they would do. But Coach Nick Saban will address the media with the Predators. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Monday. We're live at Bridgestone Arena as Coach Nick Saban is about to address the media and talk about his minority ownership with the Predators. So we'll carry that for you when he gets ready to go, running a little behind, and then they will start here in just a few minutes. And then Bill Haslam, the former governor and majority owner of the Nashville Predators, will join us here at the desk at the Jack Daniels Barrel House after that press conference. So looking forward to that.
Should be a lot of fun. I'm going to hear what the coach says about, hockey and being part of the ownership group here. I hope he's not asked football questions. There'll be a time and place for that.
You can ask him. I would say one, but that's it. This is about the Predators.
Yeah. But when would you ask him?
Coach, talk about your schedule. Talk about your mindset.
Say, I was going to ask Paul Feinbaum this, but since you're here, what do you think about? And then just trail off like that.
No, it'd be like, now I could see you do this. Be like, Coach, be honest. Do you hate Kirby? do you just want to smack the crap out of him?
Mike Keith, we were laughing one time about the calls when Mike did the Titans radio show about, hey, yeah, caller, you got a question? Yeah, Mike, love the show, big fan. And then it's like that.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah. You got a question? No, I'll just let you know how I feel. Go Rock Shop, go Vols.
Talk about your mindset.
Hey, we're a week away from the week and a day for the Music City Bowl. So
we are, yeah, we'll be there
with the Vol. And this whole Josh Heupel not talking to the media thing is just weirded me out, man.
Yeah, I don't really get that either. But
no, it's just kind of it's almost like a slap in the face of the bowl game.
Yeah, yeah.
Is Bielema talking for Illinois? He's going to talk, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, at that press conference.
Do you think bowls are going away?
I think they're changing. Yeah.
How?
I mean, I think as the playoff expands, that's going to absorb some of these. And look, I think with the group of 5, and this could be an opportunity for some of these lower bowls, but if the group of 5 has their own playoff, that can absorb some bowls, and then I think some are going to go away. There's too many. I mean, I think we can agree there's too many.
But you asked the fan base and these players, they love it, right?
I know, but I mean, like, I do kind of have an issue with a 6-6 team or 6-6 team making it, and you're basically the bowl game's decided if you have a winning record or not.
Okay. Is there a bowl game tonight? When's the Pop Tart
game? Yeah, I think there's a bowl game. There's the Idaho Potato Bowl. It's going on like right now.
You gotta let me know when the is it really? I gotta know when the Pop Tart Bowl goes so I can figure it out. So okay, I'm just making sure. You gotta let me know about the Pop Tart Bowl because I gotta see the Pop Tart get lowered into the toaster.
That's like your favorite thing.
It is the best thing going on right now. Washington State versus Utah State, Idaho Bowl tomorrow night. The Boca Raton Bowl of Beans, Toledo versus Louisville, and then I wouldn't mind going to the New Orleans Bowl. I love New Orleans. West Kentucky versus Southern Miss. That's Wednesday.
There are 3 bowl games tomorrow. The Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Bees between Toledo and Louisville, the New Orleans Bowl between Western Kentucky and Southern Miss, and the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl features UNLV against Ohio. And then on Christmas Eve, the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl between Cal and Hawaii.
We pronounce it Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Yeah. Okay. And then we would start rolling after all that stuff. Oh, I like it.
And then December, the day after Christmas, you got the Game Above Sports Bowl between Central Michigan and Northwestern, the Rate Bowl between New Mexico and Minnesota, the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl between FIU and UTSA. Then Saturday, the Go Bowling Military Bowl, Pitt in East Carolina. That should be an interesting one.
Yeah.
How about this? Now, this one cracks me up because there were people that thought this could be the national championship game. In the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, Penn State against Clemson.
Holy cow. I didn't even see that one. Man. That's something else. Yeah, because they're both ranked in the top 10.
Yep.
We talked on this show, like Clemson, they could start out really hot. They play LSU and started home and then get it going, and they just fell apart. LSU beat them, and then
the Pop-Tarts Bowl is on Saturday.
Georgia Tech and BYU.
That'll be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of these are background noise games, and I get all that, but I mean, because the big boys have dominated, and we're looking forward to the Sugar and the Rose and the Orange and the Fiesta Bowl in a week, and ready to get going. But I think good. I like the big games on New Year's Day. We all grew up with the bowl games on New Year's Day. There are like 6 of them, so now you got 3 back to back to back. I think it's really cool. It'll be a fun day to sit around and watch all those games because I do think the final 8 all could win the national championship.
Yeah, I agree. I like the just looking at some like the Liberty Bowl is interesting. Navy Cincinnati
Yeah,
should be a good game.
I'm telling you, talking to these kids.
How about the
and coaches,
Duke's Mayo Bowl, Dr. Crane?
I love it. We're going to take down Wake Forest like there's no tomorrow.
That'll be good.
I mean, 5 and 7. They got in the ball game. Let the other schools not go and play. Oh well.
The third highest, I think AP rank for education or something like that.
And then APR.
APR, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Same thing as AP rank. Yeah.
Hey, so you got some smart
APR.
boys down there. Proud of you, Dr. Crane.
Yeah, it's not just gas station breakfast food and a good time. It's actually education and football.
Yeah. So, I mean, people are like, wow, they don't deserve. Look, you get what did Clark Lee say? I get 20 more practices with my guys, more time to spend around them. These guys get more practice. I mean, I get the portal opens January the 2nd, and a lot of guys will take off and disappear. But as of right now, you got your team, and you got still 20 days of practice to get ready and bond with them and play a bowl game. It's a great time. I mean, more coaches should take the approach that Clark Lee took to all this. We should have won more games. Nobody to blame but ourselves. Let's go win the bowl game and have fun doing it. Love it, Clark. That's how you do it.
Agree.
Nobody else is complaining left to right. Now, when the portal hits January the 2nd, woo, that's going to be for 2 weeks, the 2nd to the 16th. That's going to be something else with everybody getting in there. We'll have a lot more after some of the bowl games of who's going to get to the portal and how things are shaping up for 26.
Real quick, before we step away and then come back for the press conference, Mac has a question on the Music City Bowl. Mac, what's up?
How you doing, fellas?
We're good.
Enjoy your all show as much as I can get it. I wanted to ask Joe about the Music City Bowl.
Yeah.
Joe, is the Emu and Doug going to be there?
We're told they are. That's the rumor.
Okay.
That's the rumor.
It hit me last night when I was watching TV, when I was watching the ball game last night, and I thought, hey, I wonder if they're going to be at the Music City Bowl. Joe will know.
Well, if you pour millions into a bowl game and your biggest thing is the Emu and Doug, would you not? I mean, I would.
I would think so.
Absolutely bring him here.
And they have to parachute in.
That'll be awesome.
That's a great commercial. And look, that's funny. When you mentioned the Emu, we all know.
That's it. That's exactly right.
Thank you, Mac. Appreciate the call.
Really enjoy you guys. And appreciate your comments at the end of the show every day. It helps.
Absolutely. Thank you. We appreciate you listening and the kind words. We'll step away and should be having Nick Saban's press conference start here in just a few minutes on 102.5 The Game.
Everybody for being here. We appreciate you coming. When we announced this a week ago, as you can imagine, my email got flooded. A lot of them saying, wow, what a great hire. And a lot of them being friends from Knoxville saying, what in the world is going on here? I think Coach has 297 victories. Is that right?
Yes,
You probably don't. 209. Well, at least 16 of them I remember very well, being on the wrong end of them as a Tennessee fan. So, but this came about when we first started looking at the possibility of a WNBA team, and Coach reached out, and then he said, well, I might also be interested in hockey. And I thought, well, that's the greatest no-brainer of all time. You have somebody who understands building a championship culture, who understands, I think, better than almost anybody in sports, the process that's needed to get to where you compete as a champion. And somebody who just like I do, loves sports and love the idea of being involved. And he's obviously a fan of Nashville as well, since he has some investment here in the car business. And when he decided to add on to that and join the sports business, I thought that's a great day for Nashville. So, Coach, welcome. We're thrilled to have you with us, and I'll turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. And, this is a great opportunity for us, because one of the biggest fears that I had in retiring was I'd been a part of a team since I was 9 years old. And when I retired, I was no longer a part of a team. And when Mr. Haslam gave us the opportunity to be a part of this team, which I've always been interested in hockey. It goes back to 10 years at Michigan State when they had tremendous hockey teams, won national championships. I was really good friends with the coach there. We shared ideas. And then to have the opportunity to be partners with Mr. Haslam, a successful organization with a great brand like the Predators, was really something that was appealing to us, and an opportunity that we were so excited to be able to take advantage of. So I'm no expert in hockey, so don't look at me like I'm going to make some huge impact coaching around here, because that's not going to happen. But I do have a pretty good idea of what it takes to have successful organizations. And one of the reasons that we wanted to partner with the Predators and Mr. Haslam and this organization, they want to be successful. They want to be successful. The people in this town, the fans who support it. We came to a game several years ago when we were in the playoffs here and playing the Pittsburgh team. And, I got killed for wearing Predator stuff because I grew up in West Virginia, and they're all Pittsburgh fans and everything. So I got absolutely blasted for being a traitor, but
I know how that feels.
I'm not a traitor. And we may have beat Tennessee 16 times, which I'm really proud of, but the only game that I remember is the one we lost. Anyway, we're happy to be here. We're excited to be here. Dream Sport is something that we created because we wanted to get involved in sports organizations. So my partner and I, Joe Agresti, decided that we would make this entity, and absolutely excited about because we are connected to this town with the businesses that we have. We think this is a great, Nashville is a great growing city in the right part of the country for us. And to be a part of the hockey team here is something special, and we'd love to build it into a championship. So we'd love to partner with Mr. Haslam on anything that we can do to help this organization be successful.
All right, questions. And like I said, if we could let us bring a mic too, that'd be great.
Nick, if you're not coaching hockey, what is it that you maybe, and it's still early, but what do you envision concrete bringing to the franchise besides your money?
Well, what does it take to be a successful organization? Process. There's some of the things that we did when I was in the NFL as well as in college, from, how you bring players to a team, how you manage the organization from a financial standpoint to maximize the players that you can bring to the team relative to what you can spend. How do you successfully get people in the organization to work together? The kind of leadership that takes. I'm kind of a transformational leader where you want to have great relationships with the people. How do you set a good example? Be somebody that somebody can emulate in a first-class way. How do you help somebody have the best chance to be successful, which is what we would want every person in this organization to do, is have the best chance to be all they can be from a player standpoint, from a coach's standpoint, from an organizational standpoint. So having great relationships with those people and contributing every way you can. I mean, Bill and I talked quite a bit about some of the things that we did in football that may bleed over into what they could do here in the hockey organization that may be helpful. Some things maybe not, but anything like that that we can do, we'd love to do.
Next question.
Coach, just curious, how present do you expect to be? I have no idea what your calendar looks like after football season, when the bulk of hockey season is. How often will you be here? What will you be doing around, that kind of thing?
It's up to him.
Oh, you're full time then.
You know, there was a couple occasions where I've already been here, once to visit with the front office of the organization, once what I'm going to call mini camp, you know, that they had for, and spoke to the team and the coaches, and you know, kind of challenged the team, you know, the people that were there, which was mostly the AAA team, whatever that's called, and to, you know, be a team that nobody wants to play against. You know, that was always our goal with Alabama. So, and that's how you compete, the toughness that you play with, the disposition that you go out there and compete with. So, you know, those kinds of things I'd like to continue to do, and whatever Mr. Haslam would like for me to do and thinks that I can contribute in a positive way, I'd like to do. You know, we come here on occasion because of our business. It's not that far away. It's a good place for Miss Terry to shop. So we're all good.
If it's up to me, you'll be playing a lot less golf this winter, but we'll see.
Nick, you talked about, you know, aligning yourself with high achievers in the past. As a part of your process, how contagious have you found that to be? How much a part of a process is that for you?
Well, I think, you know, process is just a definition of what you have to do to be successful. First of all, you got to define what you want to do. Then what do you have to do it? And then how do you establish the discipline organizationally to be able to do it every day? And that's something that we, you know, did a pretty good job of in the past, establishing a process, having people in the organization. It's not just an organizational thing, it's an individual thing. You know, my success probably was more about helping people be successful. In other words, I wanted everybody in the organization to have goals and aspirations, and I wanted to help them define what they had to do it and provide the leadership to help them to do it. So if we could get everybody in this organization playing like a champion, we might have a chance to win a championship. And that's something that I always try to promote with, you know, our players and the people in our organization. And I know Mr. Haslam wants to do that in this organization. And if there's anything I can do to contribute to that process, I'd be glad to be helpful.
Nick, I'm curious how much you've interacted with Barry Trotz so far, and what are your impressions of him?
Look, I know Barry is a good guy. We had a couple meetings, and I like the guy. I don't know enough about what he does and the job that he's done to this point to be able to, and nor would I want to evaluate, you know, his performance in any kind of way. I think that's up to, you know, other people in the organization. I'm here to support him every way that I can to help him be successful, and anyone else in the organization that I can be helpful to.
Nick, what excites you most about being a part of this franchise and in this city at this stage?
It's exciting as hell to be a part of this organization. You know, the couple games that we've been to in the past, the fans, the enthusiasm, the passion in the organization were tremendous. The brand is really outstanding. I think hockey is one of the sort of fastest growing sports. You know, I have a house in South Florida, and people talk about hockey more than they talk about the Miami Dolphins, who I used to be the coach of, which kind of pisses me off, but it is what it is. You know, so the Panthers are successful. And I think when you have a successful organization, a lot of people will relate to that. And that's certainly the goal here.
Yeah. Nick, you talk about being a competitor. I'm just curious, how has retirement suited you? Are you bored, or I mean, are you looking for a challenge?
I think doing things like this is a part of it. Being involved in a team is a part of it. You know, I gamble on a golf course every chance I get, so that's part of it, being competitive. But being a part of game day is also because it's not just showing up and talking on Saturday. You know, there's preparation involved. It keeps you involved in the game. You know, when you coach a team, you look at everything through a straw. You know, your team, who you're playing, what you need to do to improve your team. When you do something like this, you look at everything from 1,000 feet. You know, you're looking at, I wouldn't know who Scattaboo was from a load of coal if I wasn't doing game day, because I didn't ever know anything about Arizona State because we didn't ever play them. But that happens globally. And it's kind of an interesting approach, and it's fun. We have a good group of people on game day, and you know, we obviously announced on game day that I was going to be a part of this organization, which can't hurt anybody or anything. But I'm not bored. I have to be honest that when I'm sitting doing game day in Oklahoma Stadium before we play, or in Texas A&M Stadium before they play, it gets me a little bit that I'd like to be playing in the game. But are you willing to do the 14-hour a day, every day leading up to the game for the whole season? That's what gets you when you get old.
Couple more questions.
Nick, you mentioned wanting to be a part of a team and kind of the leadership advice that you can bring. Are you also expecting a return on this investment, just given how NHL teams have risen in value over the last few decades?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I don't think anybody invests money in anything to lose it. So, but it more is about the challenge of how can we help the team rebuild, get better, have a chance to compete for a championship. And then I think when you do that, all the other things, you know, sort of come with it. And so that's the goal. That's the incitement. That's the reason that I'm here today. It's not about making money. It's about how can we get better and what can we do, and how exciting it is to be a part of, you know, this organization. And, you know, to be honest, Miss Terry has never asked me, like, who won a game. Last night I was looking at scores, and she asked me who won the Predators game. So this runs deep in our house.
Coach, you said just a little bit earlier that you're not by no means an expert on hockey. So what will you do to immerse yourself and learn the nuances of everything that you're now investing in?
Well, I think there's two parts of it. I think there's an operational side of it. So how do you bring players to the team? You know, how do you get the best people in the organization? Is there some experience that you've had in the past that can contribute to that? You know, I was fortunate to be around a lot of people that were great mentors who were parts of successful organizations. Started with Don James, my college coach, George Perlis, 4 Super Bowls with Chuck Noll, and being a part of that organization. Belichick being a part of a whole bunch of Super Bowls. So what it takes to be successful is really pretty much the same in business as it is in sports, as it is in hockey, as it is in football, in terms of how do you build an organization that has the best chance to be successful. And it's not about, you know, how you change lines or set lines or whatever you do. You know, when the game starts, that's up to the coach, which I'm not qualified to be a coach in hockey. And I am qualified to support the coach and help him provide the leadership to help his players maybe develop the kind of psychological disposition, competitive character to go out and play and be more successful because of it, which is what pro players want to do. You know, everybody always said, did you hate coaching in the NFL? I say, hell no, I loved it. I said the motivation of the players was different. They wanted to have a longer career. They wanted to make more money, but they still had a passion to do that. In college, players were trying to create value for their future so they would have the opportunity to do that. So What's the difference? Everybody wants to be good. How can you help them be good? And how good do you want to be? And I think I wanted to be a part of this organization because I feel like we want to be good.
Off of what Chris said, Coach, about being immersed in the hockey team, please tell us you know how to skate. And if not, will we see you on the ice at some point?
But you know where I came from? A coal mining town in West Virginia. We didn't have any ice. We didn't have any ice skates. And there was nobody playing hockey within a 100-mile radius. So, no, I have skated. I can't say I'm a skater. So, I don't know if you'll see me on the ice or not.
That was not a prerequisite for the deal.
Any others? Last one.
Bill, from your perspective,
Yeah.
to not only have Coach Saban as part of this ownership group now, but just the way that the organization is trending now since you've taken over as chairman, how does that excite you? What do you see in all of this moving forward?
You know, if you're in this room, you don't get a sense for who Coach is and how competitive he is and how much he wants to win, then you've missed it, right? Or you don't have a pulse. And I think everybody, like I said, just get it sitting in this room. And when I talk to Coach again, both of us understand, like, we're not going to coach this team. We're not going to decide who we draft. We're not going to decide what's going to happen at the, trade deadline. But he does bring a history of winning, I'd argue, almost like no one else. And I love it that he wants to be involved here. So it's just real. Listen, this weekend was a great weekend, right? We won Saturday night, Sunday night. Titans won Sunday afternoon. It was a great Nashville sports weekend. And I left thinking, we had huge crowds both nights, and we're playing 500 hockey, and we're packing the arena out. It's really a great atmosphere. I thought these folks deserve a great team, and that's what we want to be a part of.
To that point, Bill brings up a good point. I'm not going to decide who we pick in the draft, but having been involved in drafts, how do you get to the point where you get the players evaluated right because of the process and how you do it? So you can evaluate psychological disposition. That takes somebody making input. You have to define critical factors to play every position that fits how you want to play the game. The Capitals play different than Edmonton. I know that much. So when you define all those things, then you get the right pieces and you have the right people making those decisions, but you've given them sort of a framework of what is the best way for us to be able to evaluate the players, so we're going to get the best value for the player that we pick. Does that make sense? Which we may not have any input in who that is, but we can have input into the process that will help them make better picks.
All right. Thank you all very much. I think you can see why I'm really excited about Nick being willing to join our team, and we look forward to lots of years of great hockey and success on the ice. Thanks, everybody, for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
There you go. That is Bill Haslam and Coach Nick Saban as a part of the ownership group of the Nashville Predators. We'll come back, react to that. Bill Haslam will join us. The governor will join us coming up here in just a few minutes live from Bridgestone Arena. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game on this Monday, and we continue talking some Predators and ownership with Bill Haslam, the former governor of the state of Tennessee, who has joined us, been kind enough to join us here at the Jack Daniels Barrel House. That was a lot of fun. I told our owner, Bud Walters, that I felt like I was sitting in an Alabama press conference.
Well, actually, more than that, I felt like I was. You leave anytime you're with Coach, you leave like wanting to be better. I mean, he really is. You kind of have this sense of like, hey, I want to go out and do everything I'm doing a little better. He's such a person that's about quality and excellence. It's just fun to be around him.
So you guys kind of touched on it, but I like listening to him. I mean, it sounds like this is not just, hey, here's a check, I'm going to buy into the team. He wants to be involved.
It's been interesting. I didn't really know when we first started talking. He said he first reached out to us when we were talking about the WNBA deal. And so, by the way, if there's any way to be a part of the Predators group, I'd really be interested in that. And I go, well, kind of feels like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
To have one of the greatest of all times be a part of your ownership group. So we started talking, and I didn't want to be bold enough to say, hey, we'd love to have you do more than just write a check. But it quickly became apparent anything he does, he wants to do really well. He talked about a little bit there, I've been so impressed to listen to how he prepares for game day.
Yeah.
I mean, he could mail it in, right? He knows enough. He could go, talk whatever with anybody. He studies it like he did when he was coach. I mean, he's watching game tape all week. It's just kind of who he is. And so I think he'll be a huge addition for us here.
Did you know him before any of this?
I knew him a little bit, not really well. Like I said, being born and bred in Knoxville,
yeah, right.
He beat our brains in about 16 times, and we finally got him once that I remember. But we had met,
right.
But we weren't buddies by any means. And he reached out, and I thought, again, the relationship just started. But that's been over a year ago, and so it's been a really good experience. I don't, a lot of times you meet folks that are as prominent and successful as
right.
he is, and you're either disappointed in who they are as a person, or you feel like they're really not going to pursue it in the right way. And he's been just the opposite.
It's funny, Mr. Haslam, Chase and I were
I'm
SEC.
Bill. I'm Bill.
Oh, no, not to us.
My dad's Mr. Haslam.
Our owner's over there. We were at SEC Media Days. Chase and I were in Atlanta back in July. The Nashville Predators are the SEC football team's hockey teams. That makes sense?
It does. And
everybody wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, which is fun. I mean, and we should be, right? I mean, we've got that history, we've got that exposure. We have such a close tie-in with the SEC due to where we are. So we love being that. And I've heard you all talk about that a little bit on the radio, which is I'm all in.
Yeah, we had Greg Sankey on.
Yeah.
And we're asking Greg Sankey questions about the college football playoff, and he's going through the answers. And Chase says, well, I hear you're a big hockey fan. Lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Couldn't get him to shut up, right?
He was here last year when we had one of those games where we scored twice with like 3 minutes to go and won the game. And he's like, this is about as exciting a sports event about it. And he gets to go to a lot of exciting sports events.
Yes.
Right?
We're talking to Bill Haslam, Predators owner and chairman. So when you look at things from your lens, I mean, there's some owners that are like Jerry Jones, and they're in the office every day,
right.
And then there's some that aren't involved as much. What has kind of been your role as you've gone through this transition process of buying into the team and then majority owner?
It's a great question, right? And the answer is not easy. I mean, everybody uses Jerry Jones as one example. But ultimately, you're the person that's, long-term responsible for the franchise. So you can't say, well, it's a coach. Over a long, I'm not going to coach the game, when we play against Minnesota. But ultimately, long-term, you're responsible. So you can't be uninvolved.
Sure.
On the other hand, you don't want to be running in lanes that aren't yours to run in. So I think you figure that out. To me, it's knowing the things where you can add value and staying out of the places that you can't. Like I said, I couldn't ever tell you who we should draft. I can't tell you who we should bring up from Milwaukee next week, but I can tell you, are we building an organization in the right way? And so you try to find that lane and run it. And one of the things that I always tell to Barry and the assistant general managers, again, you all have to make the decision, but I want you to explain to me why you're making that.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like in business. If somebody said, we're going to buy this or sell this, well, tell me why we're doing that. And again, they get to make the decision. I just want them to explain it in a way that, okay, I'm in.
How did you get hooked on hockey?
It's funny. like a lot of people in Nashville in 2017,
Yeah.
I was in office then, and I mean, I'd been a hockey fan before, but if you were around here, like I said, and alive at all, you fell in love with the Preds and hockey then, and so fell in love with it. Started coming to games more often, and then, like I said, I think the more you watch hockey, the more you go, this is a great game. It is a great game, and the more games you come to in person, you walk out there and go, it's just hard not to be a fan. So fell in love with it. Obviously love Nashville, believe in the future of both. It's kind of was a perfect marriage for me.
Yeah, I think the 17 playoff run put Nashville as a sports. We were already big in sports, but around the country and maybe around the world, because that was global. People were watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. They were watching Nashville and the watch parties out here, and people fell in love with it.
And it's actually interesting how things happen that build long-term benefits. So, I'm chairing this committee for Nashville, what we call the mega events, to hopefully get a Super Bowl and a Final Four and college football playoffs and all that here, and which I think we'll do all in due time. But it's amazing how many people go back to two big events in our history that put us on the map: the NFL draft and the 2017 Stanley Cup run.
Yeah.
And people like, oh, Nashville's a sports town and not just a college football or whatever it is. It's a sports town.
Yeah, and I believe the draft may not come here had it not been for
I think there's
half a
big
million
connection.
people out.
I think there's a
there.
big connection.
Right?
What the Preds did in 2017 and turning the whole city, or actually all of Middle Tennessee, on was a big factor. And then I think it did help get the draft. And there's kind of a virtuous cycle, if you will. One good event leads to another, which leads to another, and I think it's why we are today. And I wouldn't trade Nashville's future in sports for anybody's.
I'm sure you're enjoying the play on the ice right now. It has been a lot of fun.
December's been more fun than November.
Yeah, December has been more fun than November. But, Barry Trotz is nice enough to come on the station once a week and has always said that the plan has always been the plan. The plan's in pencil.
Right.
It changes as it goes. So when you were talking earlier about, wanting to know what that is, how much have you kind of seen the pencil get out and the eraser get out, and as you listen to Barry and Sean and Bruno and everybody kind of walk you through that?
Sure. So, listen, after last year when this season started, I don't think anybody thought we'd be at 45 or 50 points at Christmas. I mean, we would have liked to have been, but I don't think none of us were expecting. We were expecting a little better out of the first month and a half than you had. And I think all of us were, a little perplexed about why we weren't showing better on the ice. We've won 9 of the last 13. We're playing a lot better hockey. You're seeing some of it come together with some of our older guys. And some of the, you look at how, Wood and Schaefer and Svetch and, some of our younger guys are playing. You see the picture developing with some of, like I said, some of the young talent that you go, these guys are going to be good. And we got a lot more coming in terms of Kimmel and Martin, a lot of people who are in line to come up here soon.
I love it. Real quick, I know Sean Henry talks about walking the concourse, talking to fans, and they'll let them know what's good and bad. You get that too?
You do,
which is good.
It actually really is. I mean, listen, folks, that's why we're here, right?
Right.
You got to have people that care about it to listen to this show. People aren't shy to tell you. It's actually one of the things that's nice about being in politics before, right? You're kind of you get used to being shot at a little bit, and it actually makes you a little better. I mean, you don't always like it, but people, 99.5% of the people are really nice. But, there are occasions when people, let you know how much they care, and that's not all bad.
Right. Is Sean easier to deal with in a state legislature?
I'm looking at him right now. Yeah. No. Can I get back to you on that?
Look, thank you so much for doing this. I know you're busy. It's an exciting day, though, to have Coach involved and obviously your involvement. And let's close out before the holiday break with 2 more points up in Minnesota.
Those would be 2 big points. Because, we go on the road for, 7 straight games. So getting 2 out of Minnesota, they've obviously they lost the other night, but they've been playing great. So those would be big wins. Hey, let me just say something before I leave. I actually really appreciate what you all do. People ask, this is the Preds are an incredible success story. I mean, like I said, playing 500 hockey, the building's packed, people are into it. It's all of it. Like what you all do is a part of it. I mean, having people engage, listen talk about hockey, argue about hockey, talk about how dumb the owner is, whatever it is, whatever it is, it's part of what makes the magic it's Nashville Predators hockey. So thank you all for your part in it too.
Well, thank you. And we, again, appreciate you. We're excited because I think this thing's just going to continue to grow.
I hope so. Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. He's Bill Haslam,
Thanks, guys.
the majority owner of the Predators, joining us here on the program. We'll have more next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, rolling right along on this Monday. Appreciate Bill Haslam for joining us here on the program.
Right. And he knows this hockey team, right? I mean, he naming off players left and right. I mean, an owner that knows what's going on, but stays out of the way, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The guy's just a success.
Look, I and I had to stop myself when he said, everybody's saying they hate the owner. I really wanted to be like, no, that's the other
across
team.
the river, right?
but
do all that.
But no, look, I I loved his answer on that. I don't want to pick the players. I'm not, but I want to know what's going on, and I want you to explain to me why you're doing it. And I think that
Yes.
is a smart ownership group. That I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not getting too involved, but I want to know what's going on. And like if I owned a professional sports franchise, I would do that too. And then if I didn't see results, that's when I would go, okay, you've explained that you're going to do it this way. Clearly, that's not working.
Well, how about this? You're adding a whole addition to your house, right? You
Yep.
hire the construction guys. Would you not go in and say, "Hey, how are things going?
Yeah,
You doing right? What are you building there?" I mean,
yeah.
it's your money. You're involved.
Right.
I'd want
So
to
what
be
is
involved.
this? What are you trying to do here?
Yeah, just explain to me.
100%.
I'm not telling you what to do to say, "Oh, we're doing this." Oh, that's great. And I think the comfort of that being is that do your job, keep me in the room with you, but I'm not going to stay in the way. And so you'll see that again. Winning. I mean, the mood after beating the Rangers last night in this building was fantastic. You beat the Maple Leafs on Saturday. You win like back to back against two iconic hockey teams, and you're rolling down and feeling good. Everybody was great last night. So, and then today the announcement with Saban being here, and it's a good time, man. It's a good time to be in this city.
Once again, the capital J journalists are going to get mad at you because you asked the best question in the press conference.
Thanks, buddy.
That you got him laughing and everything. I thought it was great.
What if he knew how to skate? Like I'll show you. And you see Nick Saban going backwards on the ice and skating around full circle or not. Get him on the ice, see what he could do. I mean, look, do you know how to skate?
No, we've talked about this.
Same.
Yeah.
I couldn't go 2 feet without falling down. And then so it'd be fun to watch him. I mean, look, he's got involved for a reason, right? Because he likes the sport. He even said himself, I don't know a lot about hockey, but it's fun.
Right.
Right? So fun is being on the ice and see what you can do and all the other good stuff. But it's cool, man. I mean,
He doesn't
it's a
need
big
to
deal.
know about hockey. That's not why you brought him in.
Right.
But I love that he's like, well, I know how to be successful and can help teach that. And I don't think anybody would argue with that.
And this, like I told Mr. Haslam, I mean, the Preds are SEC college football. They are SEC college football's hockey team. We saw that in media days talking to officials and Sankey about hockey, and they're just raving. I mean, where else are you going to go? There's no team in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
There's no team in Birmingham. There's no team. There's a team way down in Florida, but in the core of the SEC, man, it's the Predators.
Yep. Coming up next, we're going to talk to John McClain. We'll talk some NFL with him. That's all ahead. Chasing Big Joe on this Monday, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. On this Monday, we're live at Bridgestone Arena. It's been a packed show to this point. Nick Saban introduced as minority owner of the Predators. We had the former governor, Bill Haslam, on, who's majority owner of the Predators. And now we talk some football with John McClain down in Houston. John, Merry Christmas. How you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. Merry Christmas to you. How about those Titans?
Look, they're looking a lot better. I don't know what that necessarily means for the future, but they're finishing. They're probably not going to get the number 1 pick now, which is, look, I say go out there and win games and play as hard as you can, and they've done that. But it's certainly good to see them end the season on a good note.
Oh, I think it is. They've already played their way out of the top build after the top pick, which would have helped jumpstart their rebuild. But man, everybody wants to win games. I know Cam Ward, I saw that he looked pretty good. So that was very encouraging. People ought to be so fired up about the off season.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Looking at Kansas City, though, I mean, we talked about it last week. Now Minshew's hurt, and I think I've read that he's avoided a torn ACL, but it's not going well for them. And even though, yes, they've won the 3 Super Bowls, is this team about to go through a pretty large rebuild outside of the quarterback?
Yeah, I don't buy it. They still got a lot of really good players. As long as Mahomes and Andy Reid are there, and they've got Chris Jones, Travis Kelce hadn't said he wants to retire. He's coming off a pretty darn good season. They got 2 young, talented receivers. They spent a lot on their offensive line in the draft and free agency, and they lost 5 of them. Those guys will be back. Their defense was good. You still have one of the all-time great defensive coordinators, and people won't pick him to be in first place, but I think they will be back as a legitimate Super Bowl contender.
John, just about 30 minutes ago, Adam Schefter put out that the Chiefs are going to move to Kansas starting the 2031 season. I guess they've played in Arrowhead, since day one?
Oh, gosh, I think it's since 72, early 70s that they played. The old AFL team, when they originally started, played, I don't remember where it was, but it wasn't at Arrowhead.
They were in Dallas, right?
Yeah, and then I don't know if they moved straight into Arrowhead Stadium, but I think it's 72. And but as someone who's been through multiple stadium negotiations, I'll believe it when it's signed, sealed, and delivered. Kansas City, Missouri voters rejected putting tax money in there. Politicians couldn't pull it off. And I'll say this for new stadiums. Once they're done and the building starts, nobody complains. You don't hear any politician stepping up and saying, well, this is a terrible deal. No, they all get with the program. And usually if you're in office and you lose an NFL team, you're soon to be out of office.
Yeah, right. With all that being said, John, we'll get to the Titans for a second. Look, we're in the bubble here in Nashville, and Chase and I like Cam Ward. Where you are outside the bubble, what do people say about Cam Ward? What do you think about Cam Ward?
I think Cam Ward is a very talented quarterback who doesn't have a lot of talent around him. I think everybody knows that. His head coach and play caller was gone. They hadn't done him any favors. Now they're going to bring in a new head coach with a new coordinator, new system, new play callers. That's the worst thing you can do to a young quarterback. Hopefully the next guy they hire will be there for quite a while and they can start to see some consistency. As far as people around the league, I don't know anybody that's paid much attention to Ward and the Titans. They've been so bad this season. I know the Texans, they like him. They understand what he's up against, but they know he's very, very talented. The thing about having your own documentary as a rookie and saying you want to be involved in the coaching search, that's the kind of thing you tell the team. You don't tell the public. And he showed some signs of immaturity, but he's there to stay. I can tell you this.
John, do you have a problem with him saying he wanted to meet the candidates? I mean, not necessarily, I want to hire this guy, that guy. I got no problem with your franchise quarterback sitting in with the head coach and asking questions. That's me, but a lot of people, John, had a problem with him saying that.
Well, I think having saying it publicly, he shouldn't have done it. That's team business. Just put a lid on it. And most teams have their top players talk to coaches. And that's commonplace. So I think, yes, they're going to interview offensive coaches. They would want him talking to the about head coach, offensive coordinator, and quarterback coach.
Talking to John McClain down in Houston. With the Jags having their big win yesterday, they currently control the NFC South, but Houston, I guess, still has a chance at the division. And am I right in saying that? They're definitely in the playoffs, it looks like.
Well, they're not definitely in the playoffs. They haven't clinched it yet. And if they play the way they played yesterday against the Raiders, when their offense stunk it up for 3 quarters and their defense gave up 3 touchdowns for the second game in a row against the dog, and they've given up 5 touchdown passes in the last 2 games. Jacoby Brissett and Geno Smith, they were fortunate to win, but it's 7 in a row, ties the second longest string in history. They played the Chargers. Maybe they were bored, but I tell you what, they were getting booed like crazy, and most of it was their bad play calling by their coordinator, Nick Caley, who has not distinguished himself. And I do not see this team going on the road and winning a couple of games. They've never been a wild card. They're going to be a wild card for the first time. Jaguars clearly the best team in the division, and we have to seriously consider Jacksonville's Super Bowl contender.
Do you think, though, that even though they beat Denver yesterday, that Jacksonville could compete with the Broncos and the Patriots?
Absolutely. They just beat the Broncos by 2 touchdowns. I think they could beat the Patriots, whether it was home or in the road. I think Jacksonville, with that offense, Liam Cohen, there's going to be the toughest thing to vote on right 2 days after the season ends is all the postseason award. And Coach of the Year is going to be so difficult. Liam Cohen, Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson. What about Kyle Shanahan doing the best job he's ever done? If the 49ers win out, they win home field advantage in the NFC over Seattle and the Rams. And Sean Payton has done a fabulous job with the Broncos. So, yes, I think Jacksonville right now can beat anybody. They've got a stretch going where they've scored 25 or more points in record 6 or 7 games. When they blew the Texans game here in the fourth quarter to drop to 5-4, whatever they were, I thought they'd go straight down the toilet, and they haven't lost since.
John, it was fun watching the Sunday night game between the Patriots and the Ravens when the Ravens took command, took control. A lot of things not going New England's way. They'd keep cutting to Vrabel, and whole thing was like, all right, just breathe, calm. And to watch that football team come back, John, and not panic last night, he's built something there that's beyond football, John. It's a team, it's a unity, and you hear the guys talk after the game last night about that culture in New England, which wasn't there 12 months ago. I mean, to me, that's the Coach of the Year.
That's what a coach can do for you. And they bounced back from blowing that 21-0 lead at home against Buffalo. I was really curious to see what they do. They did it on the road. I don't see them being a Super Bowl contender, but I certainly see them, they are a contender to get home field advantage in the playoffs. And Mike's done a tremendous job, but so have Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen and some others, but Drake May's playing great. The unsung hero up there is their offensive coordinator. McDaniels bombed out as a head coach twice. Vrabel brought him back, and he's always done a good job. He never got the attention he deserved because Brady was the quarterback. And then if you look, Mac Jones had a good season under Josh McDaniels, and he went down the toilet when McDaniels left. And boy, Drake May, he looked good last year, but he has excelled this season.
Any chance he wins MVP, John?
No, I don't think Drake May wins it. They played the easiest schedule in the league. I think Matthew Stafford's going to win MVP.
We'll have more with John McClain coming up next. Chasing Big Joe on this Monday, 102.5 The Game.
Hey guys, Big Joe here. Look, we've spent a lot of time these last 2 years talking about mental health on our show. It's a big part of who we are. We're grateful for all the men who have reached out the last 2 years, and we're not going to stop talking about it because we tell you all the time how important you are to us and how better our world is because of you're here. That's it. You are here. Unfortunately, we've all been affected by a friend or loved one who has suffered from depression and is no longer with us. That's why we have partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care. Just a tremendously wonderful place right here in Middle Tennessee for you to get well. Here's the best part. It works. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and there will be a link to Unity Psychiatric Care. Again, so many have reached out to us, and now we have a partner that cares about you. And this is important. You don't have to go through any of this alone. They are there for you. It's private, it's confidential, and they offer telehealth, and it works. And again, based right here in Middle Tennessee. If you have a loved one who needs to talk and you are worried, listen, you could be that person that changes their world and their life. Also, just go to GameNashville.com and click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and there you'll see the Unity Psychiatric Care information. And this is so important. Help is just around the corner. We're here for you. Unity Psychiatric Care is here for you. And remember, you don't have to go through any of this alone.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday, continuing our conversation with John McClain. John, in the NFC, I mean, we've talked so much about the Rams and the Seahawks, and what a great game. Might be the game of the year on Thursday Night Football this past week, where the Seahawks go for it in overtime, go for two, and they win the game. But, I mean, is the NFC in your mind between those two teams right now?
Well, the 49ers could end up with home field advantage. They play tonight against the Colts and Indy. And then if they win the last three, they're the ones the home field advantage. I can't imagine that. I watched the Texans hammer the 49ers here, and I thought, well, they'd be lucky to make the playoffs. And Kyle Shanahan has done a tremendous job navigating injuries, but also they left a lot of veteran players out on the streets or trades last off season because they had to clear up their salary cap. Just like Sean Payton did it with Denver, Sean Payton's pointed out or shown that you can do that, and if you're a great coach, you can still win. San Francisco's done that. A lot of people think Kyle Shanahan is doing the best coaching job of his career. I don't see one of the teams from the North, certainly not the South, which Tampa Bay could still win if it beats Miami and beats Carolina last game. Baker Mayfield basically gave that one away when he and Mike Evans misread a route, and it was intercepted on their last play. Carolina may win it, but in the East, maybe Philadelphia starts playing better. It's hard to tell when a team beats up on a bad team. And but right now, to me, the Rams and the Seahawks are the best team, two best teams in the NFL, probably destined to play a third time.
With the Buccaneers, if they miss out and miss the playoffs and Carolina ends up winning that division, is Todd Bowles in trouble?
A lot of people seem to think so. I don't buy it. You know, he's won the division, and they've overcome injuries this year, like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Bucky Irving. He's a really good defensive coach. He's done better than I thought he would as a head coach, a second chance. But I don't see after one bad year, not a bad year, a mediocre year, that he would get fired.
And then, you know, everyone is looking at it looks like the Lions are not going to make the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying Dan Campbell's going to get fired, but does the rambling riverboat gambler man catch up to him? And maybe that's a bigger discussion in the offseason when it comes to him in the front office.
Oh, boy, I don't know, because he has turned around that franchise, and yes, he's done a lot of meat-headed things that sometimes you want to go, oh, my God, what are you doing? Cost him a trip to the Super Bowl, and everybody thought it was cute back then. But after a while, when it keeps backfiring on you, some of these coaches, I saw the other day somebody go for 2 in the first quarter, and I'm thinking, you don't go for 2 till you need 2. Forget about analytics. Analytics doesn't take into account the weather, the wind, where you're playing, who you're playing, who's injured in your offensive line, who's hurt in the other team's front seven. And that's why they need to pay more attention to common sense. And sometimes you wonder if Dan Campbell has any.
Right. We're talking to John McClain on the Chase and Big Joe Show. John, your thoughts? I've always been a closeted New Orleans Saints fan. Just when Ditka was there in the mid-'90s, I love him. What is going on now? I mean, they might be the best team in football right now. I know they're still 5-10, but they're knocking off teams left and right, and they're having fun doing this.
They are, because they were so bad. They've taken advantage of a weak schedule, and they're winning, and people are fired up, not for this season, but for next season. You know, they always have a terrible salary cap situation, whether Deshaun Payton's there or not. They always have to make major changes to their roster and to their salary to get below the cap when the new league year begins in March. And I'm thinking they like Tyler Shuck. They gave him time to develop. He's played well. Their defense has played well. People like Kellen Moore. But if you're a Saints fan, you got to be fired up. Unfortunately for the Saints, compared to the Titans have money to spend on free agents. They don't have to change their roster because of salary cap issues like the Saints do.
Oh, absolutely. John, that game Saturday night between the Bears and the Packers was fantastic. I mean, it was everything you would want from a Bears-Packers game in late December. But Caleb Williams, I mean, they last year, like, oh, this guy maybe not be the guy. I'm not the answer for this football team. But my goodness, I know Ben Johnson's a great job, but what a game, what a performance by Caleb Williams. And this Bears team, John, I think is very legit.
Kind of like a lot of people, my friends up there in Nashville are saying about Cam Ward, right?
Right, exactly.
That shows if you get the right coach and he instills the right culture, which is attitude, and you use your money right and your draft picks, which the Bears have done. Ryan Poles, the GM, over 2 years was rebuilding and he was very smart to make sure the offense was going to be talented for the new quarterback. They get the number 1 overall pick, which they never thought they would get. They draft Caleb Williams. He struggled big time. And so they make changes, and then you bring in Ben Johnson, who turned down everybody for 2 years. He wanted to go somewhere where he had what he thought was a great quarterback prospect. So that's why the Titans got to make sure they get the right guy, use those draft choices as well as all that free agent money like the Patriots have. And I'm not saying they're going to bounce back and go to the playoffs, but they can show significant improvement.
Absolutely. John, the Pittsburgh got a big win yesterday, but unfortunately we're talking about what happened with DK Metcalf during the game. Do you ever recall an instant where a player allegedly went into the stands and slapped a fan, or what went on? Because this is just all bizarre.
Well, he went over to the stands and he was by himself. I've seen players want to go take steps toward the stands, especially the old stadiums that a lot of them, like in Oakland, the old baseball stadiums
right?
had stands where the fans were close behind. When the Houston Oilers used to play there with Mike Munchak and Bruce Matthews, they were so close to some fans, they could hear everything the fans were yelling. And the fans used to yell at their guard, Doug Dawson, who had a humongous stomach. And Munchak and Matthews said they would start laughing. They wouldn't let the fans know because their backs were to them. The terrible creative things they would yell. So I've seen it where a player would get mad and head toward the stands, and teammates would run over, security would run over. You wonder, where in the world was the Steelers security?
Right.
Where were assistant coaches, teammates? Where were they? And he said that he had problems with that guy before in Seattle. He should be suspended. I don't care what the guy was yelling, and they're saying it was all racial. You can't go over and take a swing at a fan. You just can't. So he'll get fined. And because the Steelers are a playoff race, they may not suspend him, but I think as an example, you cannot do what he did.
Absolutely. John McClain is with us. Going back to the Titans for a second, I think I know the answer to this, but the way they have played, especially since the bye week, and granted the 2 teams they beat, one isn't very good and the other is just really beat up and not playing very well and their quarterback's out. But has Mike McCoy made a case to get this job full-time, or do you think this is just the right circumstance and the team has played better?
Mike may end up getting an interview out of courtesy, but he's not going to be the next coach. And I'll say this about the Chiefs. I just looked at the defensive stats. They had their defensive players. They just didn't have their quarterback. They had both running backs, and the Titans got so far ahead, they were only able to run the ball 15 times. Tennessee's running game was better with Tony Pollard and the blocking. So I don't think he's going to be the guy. I keep hearing as one of the guys, Matt Nagy, spelled Nagy but pronounced Nagy, back with Kansas City, that Begonzi was there forever, that he's a candidate. Yeah. And I would say this, maybe, and you look back what he did in Chicago with Trubisky, it was pretty good. But if you bring in a guy from Kansas City or Green Bay, because Begonzi and Brinker were with him for years, boy, that guy sure better work out or they're going to get fired. And that search has got to be extended. I don't care if you got to interview 10 people. You cannot make this mistake. But as I've told you before, I think it'll be an offensive-oriented coach who has called plays maybe multiple years, could be multiple teams, could be a former head coach, but they got to make sure to get it right. And I think out of a courtesy, probably Mike McCoy will be the first person they interview.
John, will we ever get a firm call on a pass interference? Will it ever be uniformed? I mean, that play last night with the Ravens page, I mean, when the receiver gets tackled and they don't call anything, you go back to the Rams, Saints, in the NFC Championship game. I mean, are we always going to have a problem with this?
The only way it will ever have a chance to be better is to let coaches challenge any play. You don't get extra challenges. It won't make the game longer. But if a play like that, if the replay officials looked at that, they'd say that was clearly interference, and they would say it immediately. But for some reason, Bill Belichick promoted this like crazy every year when they had their rules changes, probably because he did it. And the league office hated him, and he hated them. Because he was proposed it, they wouldn't do it. But people, I don't know why they won't. It won't make the game longer. But if net coaches would save a challenge for situations like that, and it was just blatant. It was terrible.
Right. Yeah, and I've always said for years, if once they get 10 yards past the line of scrimmage, let the defender and the receiver just fight for the ball. That way you'll know. I can push you down, you push me down. I mean, we're never going to have this uniform on this, right? It's never going to happen. It's always going to be a problem in the game.
Well, they'd be tackling that guy as soon as they got to 11 yards. Most of the time, they do a good job. But when you see something like that, it is terrible. And it makes me also want the sky judge. Because if sky judge, as soon as that's over, he hits the button, tells the referee, DPI on number whatever.
Yeah,
and boom, it's done right there. It's announced. But they've resisted that as well.
John, real quick, earlier today, the Predators introduced the former Houston Oilers DB coach as a minority owner. I think he's done some other things too, but that was Nick Saban. I don't know how much you dealt with him when he was in Houston, but Floyd always talked fondly of him, and they obviously had a close friendship.
Nicky Martini, Nick Satan, that's what they call him here in his 2 seasons as secondary coach, 88 and 89. Under Jerry Glanville, went to the playoffs both years. Saban's got so many millions. I always wonder, he must be getting a fortune from Aflac and that vacation thing he does, because he's a multi-millionaire owning those car dealerships, Mercedes dealerships, but more power to it. And I knew him when he was competing with a guy named Pete Carroll to be the secondary coach for the Oilers. And he, of course, has had a great career, and I love him on game day. I wish he was the center of attention, and Pat McAfee took second fiddle like Saban does, because I want to hear what Saban has to say about everything.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. John, thank you as always. Merry Christmas to you and the family, and we will talk next week.
Jason, Joe, thank you, and Merry Christmas to you and all your listeners, and happy holidays.
Our leaders need it too.
Yeah, right.
That's for sure. Thank you, John, for joining us here on the show. We'll come back and talk a little bit more about the Titans coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Big Joe 102.5 The Game. Oh, love it. Bridgestone Arena. Jackson 5 bringing us back. Very good job, Dr. Crane. All right, I have a Titans question for you.
Shoot it, buddy. Go.
Has Tony Pollard played himself into staying on this team?
Absolutely has.
I think he has too.
100%.
I think there was a time probably 5-6 weeks ago where it looked like his time here was coming to an end. He's approaching 1,000 yards, which
behind that line,
which would be the 4th straight year that he has hit 1,000 yards, 2 with the Cowboys and 2 here. He's got 5 touchdowns. He's 4 shy of tying his career high for that. He had 9 in 2022. But
let me ask you this: you ever heard one problem about him from the locker room?
Nope.
Nothing. I think he's a guy. Yeah, he runs his tail off. We knew his high school coach as well. And his high school coach told me that he's from Memphis and said, "Look, that guy just caused no problem. Came to practice every day like he was playing his last game." And that goes a lot for your high school coach. And he goes to Memphis, then he goes to Dallas, and he's here. I think he's earned it. And I think him and Cam have a little bond there, which is really cool. So why not keep him here? Don't go out and get another running back. Why?
Yeah. By the way, 3 straight games over 100 yards.
I love it. Let Spears do his thing, mix and match, and then I think you got something right there.
Yeah, I'm with you.
There's some good building blocks here. But again, you got to rebuild both sides of the line. You do that, you start winning ball games. It's pretty simple. You go back to the 99 Titans team. Why were they good?
Offensive line.
Kicked ass.
Yep.
The 19 team, why were they good?
Offensive line.
Yeah, the 08 team that went 10-0 and 13-3.
Offensive line.
Yeah,
and defensive line.
Yeah, so both lines, line of scrimmage, build both those back, but keep Pollard and then build around. And then if you can protect Cam, telling you, man, you got something here.
They need, I mean, I agree on Dan Moore. I mean, he's going to be back, but they need to draft a tackle at some point. J.C. Latham, I don't know.
Looked okay yesterday. I watched a lot of him yesterday. He was okay.
Do you think they should look at moving him inside?
I don't know.
I mean, that'd be 3 straight years of a different position, but I mean, is it
maybe?
I don't want to say is that easier for him, but is that something with his size?
Yeah,
that you don't need, because you don't need as much speed on the inside, right?
You don't. You power, a lot of power. He's a power dude.
So I mean, could you essentially have Skoronski at one guard, Latham at one guard?
Yeah.
I think they're going to need to address center, and then
What's
get
wrong
a right
with
tackle.
What's wrong with Lloyd Frankenberry?
I don't know. I don't think he's
right.
great.
No. Again, but you need to address, and then get help for Simmons. God, I would love for Ruben after watching Ruben Bain.
I love Ruben Bain.
Man, get him here and Goose. Your one job, rush the quarter. That's all you got to do. And then build out and go. Look, remember, you got to compete against 3 teams: Colts, Jags, and the Texans. Texans are winning because that defense is kicking ass.
Yep.
Right? The Jags, very underrated defense, and that line of scrimmage for them is good. It goes back to the line of scrimmage. It's never going to change. 100 years from now, our grandkids up here will be taught. Hopefully, they won't be working in radio, but 100 years from now, they'll be talking about line of scrimmage. It'll always be the line of scrimmage, man.
I agree. I mean, look, you build from within.
You do.
That's how any coach will tell you to do it. That it's at the line of scrimmage, and then you move out.
That's right.
But I've been very impressed with Pollard, and you know what? I had no problem with them keeping him in at the end of the game, and as soon as he got over 100, they pulled him out.
Yeah, why not?
I was fine with that.
Work your tail off, man. I'm not usually a stats guy like that, but he earned it.
Yeah,
behind that line.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
And he should have had a rushing touchdown too.
Yeah, instead he had a Brazilian touchdown. By the way, can we talk about that play? I know it's the end of the year, man. I'm sorry. Simmons checked in.
Oh yeah.
How the hell did they call that?
They completely botched it.
Was it illegal formation? Or
they said he didn't report as eligible, which he did. Like if they showed the replay, because good on the commentators for saying like, can we get a replay? And they had him right there, and he's walking in and he's patting his belly and
then
waving.
The ref does that little
which
then the other ref picks it up.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Well, because here's how I knew that they knew they botched it. When Clete Blakeman's making the call, he's like looking around like, Are you sure? And then Jeff's yelling, kind of like, hey, I was doing that. And he goes, kind of shrugs like, I don't know, man.
I don't know, Jim. I mean, that was a problem with the line. I mean, so now you're going to have to go over and actually tap. They're going to make it the rule. You got to tap the ref.
Well, and I think John's onto something too. Just do the freaking eye in the sky.
Yeah.
Just have the ref up in the booth that can buzz down and go, hey, no, you got that wrong. Simmons was eligible.
Would you
And
take
be
that
done
job?
with it? Yes.
I'd love that job.
Absolutely.
I'd love it.
And it's like, hey, DPI on 32. And that's it. And then if you want to be able to, to challenge it, you can, but you're probably not. I mean, you have somebody that's up above and has the camera angles.
Right.
That's probably going to be able to tell you whether you want,
Right. And I would love to pass it. I'm being serious with John. I mean, once you get past 10 yards, whatever, if I knock you down and your defense, I'm
Yeah.
offense.
They'll never change that.
They'll never
but
will.
I'm with you.
But you know that. But you can't miss a call like they did last night because the ref blatantly saw that. I mean, that was just a terrible call. But there's a human factor involved in all this and with the refs. But with technology, some of this stuff shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I'm 100%. Like, we have too much. It's kind of like the argument forever on replay in baseball. And I was like, you mean to tell me we have the technology that can tell if a ball is fair or foul, or, where it hit the wall or goes over the wall, or, a ball or a strike, and we're not using it?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Right. I totally agree with you on that.
Now, I don't think you should be able to review every ball and strike call. Like, I like the challenge system.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that it's there, so we need to use it.
What's the and now we got the break real quick. What was the game, the perfect game, the Tigers and the umpire? It was the last batter.
When it was Jim Joyce?
Jim Joyce. Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, that was an historic moment.
You cost a guy
a perfect game.
Yeah.
Is it a perfect game?
Yeah. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. It's Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel on this Monday, 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday, hanging out at Bridgestone Arena. Where are we going to be tomorrow?
Tomorrow, we're going to be at Santa Fe on Music Valley Drive over by Opryland. Come by, say hi, have a good time with us tomorrow. So we'll be at Santa Fe on Music Valley Drive, having a good old time tomorrow, and very appreciative of all you guys this entire year for sticking with us and having a lot of fun. I mean, we're having some good success, and 99.999% is because of you, the listeners. So thank you, and we'll continue this into 26. So stop by tomorrow and say hi to us at Santa Fe off Music Valley Drive out there in Opryland.
Yeah, and you look, with it being the last show before Christmas, we're just going to be very laid back, have fun, and not have a plan.
There we go.
So
Which
nothing's
is
going to change.
what we do every day. We have lengthy pre-show meetings that are led by Dr. Crane, and pretty intense with analytics, right, Dr. Crane?
Absolutely. A lot of numbers that I don't even know about.
Yeah. With that being said,
and he stands on his little step stool with his pointer,
and he smacks like he's a nun. Smacks your hand, you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I got a paddle with holes in it.
With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
The older demographic, they know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Indeed. All right, only 3 things on the list today, short but sweet. Abilities Day is today, National Cookie Exchange Day, and last but definitely not least, National Day Nut Bread Day. So,
excuse me.
it says National Date Nut Bread Day.
Oh my God!
So you have a date.
Hit the dump button.
No, I'm just saying National Date Nut Bread Day. So that's all it is. So you know what that is.
We just lost our license.
No, I mean I know exactly. It's a type of bread.
Is this the first one? The second one? Oh my God!
Well,
I'm done.
Oh my God! Dr. Crane, we tell you this is a family show.
I'm just
every
reading off what the
day.
food looks like.
By the way, where do we stand on oatmeal cookies? Yes or no?
Yes.
Chase?
Yeah, I like oatmeal cookies. Yeah.
Okay.
With
I had to get
raisins
off
in
the
them.
I'm on yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are you down with your?
I think we just sent like 6 cars off the road.
Oh
but
my gosh. Are we done with your little days of the week?
I think we
There was
might
only
be done.
3.
I think we might be done in a lot of ways. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. What were the 3 things again, Nick?
Yeah, the 3 things were Abilities Day.
That's why this segment is not loved by people.
That's right.
National Cookie Exchange Day.
Okay.
And then the last one was National Date Nut Bread Day. You guys never heard of this?
No. Heard of what?
National Date Nut Bread Day.
Stop. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. Our first birthday, Chase, you go first. Jim Boeheim. How old is the former Syracuse coach, Jim Boeheim?
81.
84.
81 exactly. Dr. Crane, how old is the great Elvin Hayes?
67.
78.
80. Chase gets to the point. 3-0. Chase, how old is former Cleveland Brown, Kelly Holcomb's coach for the Cleveland Browns, Butch Davis?
Former North Carolina coach. Butch is 74.
79.
Jeez, he's 74. Chase up 5-0. Dr. Crane, Reggie Wayne, former Colts receiver. Man, I throw a lot of touchdowns like that back in the day. We're going to say thank you.
54.
How old?
54.
Okay.
48.
47. Chase is up 6-0. Chase, how old is Ryan Braun? Fun fact about Ryan Braun. I was interviewing him. He was a member of the Nashville Sounds. The moment he got called up to the Milwaukee Brewers, he started crying. 2006 or 7, right in there. Whatever.
Stephen Clarksville and Dylan and Antioch say we are children and 8-year-olds. So
Okay.
that is true.
I won't argue there. Ryan Braun.
Ryan Braun, 47.
46.
42. Dr. Crane, actor Hector Elizondo. He was in Pretty Woman. He was the guy that dressed up Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman.
62.
73.
89. Chase, the great actor Rafe Fiennes. He played Shakespeare in one of those 8,000 Shakespeare movies that nobody watches.
74.
77.
63. Dr. Crane, you should get this. This is one of your favorites. American Idol winner Jordan Sparks.
Jordan Sparks,
Don't play dumb.
36.
37.
36 exactly.
Nice.
It's 6-2.
He knows that and date nut breads.
Yeah, he does. How old is Megan Trainor? It's Patrick. He plays sports.
She's all about that bass. No trouble. Megan Trainor lives here or from here?
She used to live in Green Hills.
Yeah. 38.
36.
32. Chase, how old is Diane Sawyer, the former, was she on 2020, one of those things?
Yeah. 81.
78.
80. Chase is now up 7-2. All right, we'll go speed fire here. How old Dr. Crane is one of the great guitar players of all time? Rick Nielsen of Cheap Trick.
62.
72.
77. Chase, how old is, oh, yeah, Luther Campbell, Two Live Crew.
59.
63.
65. Dr. Crane's on the board. It's now 7-3. Dr. Crane, how old is lead guitar player Chuck Mead from the group BR549? They're not around anymore, but they were good back in the day.
73.
64.
65. Chase is up 8-3. Two more here. Chase, how old is country singer Lori McKenna? She's singing that one song.
You love that one.
Oh,
song.
so
Makes you
good.
cry.
Bring a tear to a glass eye.
32.
38.
57. Dr. Crane, how old is Chris Carmack from Grey's Anatomy?
58.
52.
45. The last one. Chase Gidio, how old is Greg Finley? He's the Flash. TV's the Flash. Greg Finley.
68.
77.
Pretty close. 41. That's
Oh,
not
nice.
bad. Chase wins 8-3. Well done.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. And do that. Thanks to Bridgestone Arena for having us today in the Preds, and good to talk to Bill Haslam, Nick Saban being introduced, which was really, really cool. And
where can we find that Bill Haslam interview?
You can find it at thegamenashville.com, or you can subscribe to the Chase and Big Joe podcast. It's also on our YouTube page and all those things.
All those good things as well. No, that was really great having Bill Haslam come up here. Very engaging.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very engaging. Yeah. Try to come back for another segment. I'm like, look, man, we're done. You had your time on the show today. Again, fun time. Listen, it's the Christmas season. And look, this is a good time that we're feeling good about a lot of things because your family's in town. People are checking on you. Let's keep that going. Keep talking to people. Keep reaching out to people. Check on your friends. When somebody says, I'm doing okay. Nah, they're not doing okay. Talk to them. Sit with them and tell them how much you love them and how great they are. And look, this world's a better place because you were here. We say all the time. People, when they think about you, they smile, they light up. You light up a room. People love you, want to be around you. Please know that. Please know how dearly you are loved. And more importantly, more than anything else in this world, is that God loves you.
San Francisco takes on Old Man Rivers in Indianapolis tonight on Monday Night Football. You think 49ers get that one done?
I do.
Yeah, I do too.
They're a good team, Chase.
They are. And you're a good man. Dr. Crane, you're a good man too.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you guys.
Hey, you too.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you, buddy.
DVD is coming up next live from Circus Sports up in Kentucky. They'll react to a huge weekend in sports. That's all ahead. And we're back at it tomorrow at noon here on 102.5 The Game.